So the bridge. A bridge takes you from one place to the next. Point A is where we are today. Point B is where we want to go. So point A, a lot of inaction, a lot of greenwashing, a lot of people stressed about what's happening with the environment, but not a lot of action. That's sort of point A. And point B, where we want to get to, is a place where sustainable packaging is the norm, a place where there's not greenwashing, a place where we can all feel great that our environment's being protected and where people are taking action and following through. So how do we get there? There's a bridge. All right, we're going to go for the bridge and sustainable packaging. There's 3 parts of the bridge, and I think about the bridge as what takes you there, what overcomes the biggest obstacle. There's really 3 parts of it. The first part of it is innovation. You have to have a sustainable packaging innovation that's actually good for the planet, and the word that I use here is respect the consumer. No more tricking the consumer, no more misleading them. Respect the consumer and make sure it's actually good for the planet. I can't tell you how many, I think the tinting plastic screen is my favorite example of greenwashing, but do you have one that you've seen where it's this is just misleading? I mean, biodegradable is a great one, but any other ones that you've seen that are just egregious, some of the things we see in the world today, people trying to deceive the consumer, and that is the wrong path. Ethically and business-wise, forget it, even ethically, I think it's the wrong move business-wise to try to mislead the consumer. But do you have another example besides the biodegradable?
Absolutely. I think one of the main examples that I tend to go to a lot is compostable products. Compostable products, while great when they end up in the correct areas, can not end up in those areas and eventually end up in landfills and impact the environment the same way landfills have been doing since they were created, and
or recycling bins, right? You take a compostable plastic, someone doesn't understand it's compostable, they throw it in the recycling bin.
Exactly.
You're actually doing a disservice because you're harming the recycling streams.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get at, Mike. With composting, it's very popular in the European Union, whereas the United States really hasn't fully adopted it. So the infrastructure just really isn't here in the U.S. And when companies tend to just put compostable on the packaging, it 99% of the time, or maybe not that extensive, but it doesn't end up in the correct industrial compost or home compost like it is intended to when they put that on the packaging.
Yeah,
so
or not taking the effort to explain what it is. Rather than just saying compostable in what settings? Is it home compostable? Is it industrial compostable? Making sure that your sustainable package actually gets the correct intended result as opposed to just greenwashing. And we don't think compostable is greenwashing either. We have compostable packages, but it's just that level of, it goes to the next part. So innovation, the level of education. Look at that perfect segue. So
Exactly.
Education. So the bridge has 3 parts. Innovation is the first part. The next is education. How do you educate the customer on what you've done? How do you educate the customer on the impact that you've made? And I see innovation without education sometimes falls on deaf ears. And I even experienced this early when we were first promoting the 100% hemp. I'm coming out there saying, this is 100% hemp. No one's done this. Contempo, we're innovating. Everyone's going to be so excited. And they were excited. A lot of people were excited, but some people were like, so what? What do you mean 100% hemp? It's hemp? Okay. I was like, no. It's hemp. Do you understand the environmental benefits? This is hemp. And so we had an innovation, but without the education, it was falling on deaf ears. And we're going to talk in a minute when we go into the FAQ about why is hemp great for the planet? What is the impact that a brand is doing when they choose hemp? And that's the education part, which I think is missing. And then the third part of the bridge is appreciation. When you innovate, then you educate, you set yourself up to get the appreciation from the customer and perhaps the brand loyalty. And it's that brand loyalty and that customer now sharing with their friends, saying, this brand aligns with my values. That's how you can grow market share. That's how sustainable packaging can become profitable, ROI positive for a brand, and that's how it'll become the norm.